Stardom 101. Stardom 101. Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
It's the Stardom 101 magazine podcast. Shining light on today's tastemakers
and innovators.
Kicking with your host, Christopher Boykin. It's the Stardom 101 magazine podcast.
Stardom 101 magazine podcast on iHeartRadio. Thank you guys once again for tuning into us weekly. We really appreciate the high accolades and applause you're giving us by featuring talented individuals around the world doing dope things with their creative aspects and their creative talents. And today we're going to continue that on. I got a young lady out of Richmond, VA. ARI-ELLA is in the building.
Yeah.
I also got Sean on the phone. She's on the phone, y'all. We had a little disconnection, but she good. She can hear us.
Yo.
What up, Sean? That's what's up. Yeah. All right. How's your day going? So far.
It's going good. It's going good.
Okay. Everybody already did the Christmas shopping and everything already done, or it's like, yeah, whatever.
I don't know. This year, I've kind of talked to a lot of people, like at work and family and friends, and I don't know if it's COVID, but Christmas just doesn't really seem Christmassy.
Yeah.
But I am going to Cancun December 30th for a week, so that's going to be my Christmas.
That's what's up. Celebration, take care of you.
Yes, I deserve it. It's been a long year.
Long year for everybody, right? Transition. Everybody kind of like getting acclimated back to society, especially after the COVID. Let's talk about that in general. How have you summed up this year so far? You know, if you can categorize this year, of course, we're coming to a close, but overall, what do you think you gained this year? It could be music-wise, family-wise, business-wise. As you kind of wrap up 2022, let's start there. Let's start the conversation off right there.
Well, honestly, what I gained this year was, I'm going to say a lot of strength, and motivation. I've always been a hard worker, and I've been working 2 to 3 jobs since I was 16.
Wow.
But this year, you know, with COVID going on, you know, like right now it's seeming like at first having one job in retirement used to be a thing, especially for my generation because I'm a millennial.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like 2 jobs is equivalent to one.
One job.
And so,
wow.
You know, I realized like this year I've been really working like to make ends meet. And I realized I haven't really had, you know, like a lot of time for myself, a lot of time, you know, for my relationship, a lot of time with my dog, my family. And, you know, I work in the mental health field. I'm a cognitive therapeutic counselor in a prison for substance abuse inmates. And so, you know, as far as, you know, bills, the inflation, you know, rent is going up, you know, apartments is more expensive than a house.
Wow.
It's been a lot of changes. And so I feel like it's been a lot of testing moments this year, a lot of emotional, you know, breakdowns. But, you know, I honestly believe, and I was taught in the community, you know, we really don't have time to sit and, you know, like mope and dwell in it. Like we got to keep going because nobody else is going to do it for us. And so honestly, that's where a lot of my strength has been coming from, to keep going, because there's been times where I just have not been wanting to get up and go to work or go to bed, because I'm like, I don't want to keep being consumed with work when I go to sleep, when I wake up, you know, and then retirement it's not the same anymore. Like people retire, go straight back to work. So how I was raised, what the future was supposed to present is no longer the same. And so next year I have a goal. So I'm wrapping up this year, you know, a lot of trying moments, like I said, because I didn't reach my goals the way I wanted to. And I set my goals and my expectations for myself really high. So like when I don't get to them, then I kind of beat myself up about it because I've like exhausted all of my options. So next year I'm going to take back time for myself, for self-care and, you know, to breathe, because even like working in the mental health, I haven't really been able to focus on my music the way that I wanted to. And trying to push so hard to get to a goal, my physical has been hindered. Like I'm having, certain problems like back frustration, so migraines. And so, paying attention into all of that, I see where the strength lies. But I do see that, if I did die today, I wouldn't have said I did everything yesterday that I wanted to do. And so that's not how I want to live my life.
Understood. It's funny that you just mentioned that. I was just talking to my daughter about the same thing, similar situation rather. Young, 26, 27. And we was explaining, like, you can't even work one job now.
Yeah.
And you got some people with degrees, literally degrees, saying, hey, this degree is not worth what it used to be, right? Inflation going up, this going up, that's going up. And they like, wow, I'm stuck at this salary. This is what I thought I was going to be worth. And then now that actually feels like it's a deficit. That actually feels like it's $5,000 to $10,000 or maybe $20,000 less than what it is. So with that being said, what I'm seeing too is a lot of creation, right? Creating your own home-based business, entrepreneurship. How important is that for you to try to balance that income? Because everybody going through it. Like you said, it's economic times.
Yeah.
And, those who got it. But those who faking like they got it, I feel sorry for them because there ain't no time to be faking. So outside of your music, do you have any other entrepreneur goals or businesses that potentially you might look into, or just really expand your creative aspects?
Yeah, so there has been other things, that I wanted to do, like goals in my life that I wanted, to accomplish. I am a very organized and structured person. And I literally was just talking on the phone and was saying that I wanted to do something in regards to that, to give back to the world, like maybe create my own planner, things that I've like seen in that aspect. So I am very observant of the world. And so when I go out and I see things, things that may not be there, I'm trying to figure out, well, how could I put this together that I would like? So for example, I'm very like financial, paying attention to my finances, budgeting and stuff like that. But when you go out to the stores, you have a financial budget book and then you have a planner. So I'm like, well, it would be better if we kind of had it both in the same thing. So we wouldn't have to be, carrying both. So we don't have to carry two books, and stuff like that. So I was thinking about that. I always wanted to open my own building and have like an event building. And I had talked to my dad about doing stuff like that. In a previous interview, I told a few of the viewers that I'm moving to Atlanta next year.
Wow.
So thank you. I'm really excited about it. And one of the things that I want to do is put my artistry first.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a step back from the mental health aspect. Because I work really, doing music is not an easy task. And so I do DoorDash and Instacart 7 days a week to, fund my music videos, fund my studio, and all of those things. So like my main job doesn't cover the artistry part. So I'm out here every day working. And that's like one thing that nobody knows on the back end. Is what, like a lot of people know that my mom used to be in the music industry, but this isn't given to me. I work really hard. She teaches me about stuff that I need to know. But when I moved to Atlanta, I want to put my music artistry first.
Wow.
And so, and kind of go hard on that. It's been a task because once I come from work, I'm really tired. And so I'm like having to stay up late, to try to like music and studio and plan a photo shoot and all of these things. And so, once I plan that, there is other things I want to do in life. Like I said, paying attention to some things that has been really important to me growing up. Like I said, the planner, the event building, I like going to hookah lounges and I like going to clubs, but I like now all the hookah lounges is turning into the clubs. And sometimes I just want a cool vibe. I don't want the music blowing my eardrum out. So, so I'm just paying attention, like to stuff like that. I also, I've given back to, did my due diligence to the world a few times. I went to Albany, Georgia to help with a natural disaster in college. I did that for my spring break.
Wow.
And when I was in college and I was the president of a few clubs, I made sure that we gave back to the shelters. So I had thought about wanting to, create like a more updated shelter or so. So I've written down a few things that I wanted to do.
Nice.
Just like I said, need that time that I did not get this.
That's the big word for 2023, I tell you. It's a major adjustment. Everybody looking in, it's like you got to pivot. Like, well, okay, I got the data. 2022 gave me the data, right? It's a really adjustment year from literally COVID. You had 2 years where the world was literally at standstill. So we come out of it, but nobody's really they don't know what to expect. The first 6 months, you're still on your tippy toes. Everybody's still like, okay, don't come close to me. Wait a minute, you can come close to me. Don't do, And then the second half of the year, I mean, I'm speaking like, because I went through it. I'm like, okay, I don't want to do nothing in person. I do want to do something in person. No, I don't, not now. And then now you have the second half of the year, which we are in now. And most companies, once again, then you got the weather, right? The flus is going back up. Now you got it going back to so it's a game changer. So it's like, okay, I got a bunch of data, I got a bunch of data, 2022, you making a pivotal decision for Atlanta. That's a major move, so you see something there. And you're taking charge. That's what I'm hearing from you. Like, you know what? I got to do something. I got to take charge. And are you excited about going out there? Are you staying independent, or are you going out there seeking a major deal, distribution, opportunities, partnerships? What's that mindset going out there to the ATL?
So as of when I go out there, I'm seeking opportunities that will help to benefit, my purpose. I definitely feel I'm spiritual. So I definitely feel as though, God put me on this earth to utilize my talents to reach out to people. And that is what my music is always about. It always tells like true stories and stuff. So I am definitely seeking a record label deal. Of course, meeting different artists and different, studios, and just branching out. I've done a lot of performances in Richmond. And I'm just really excited to see what's out there because I was born and raised in Richmond. So I travel, but I haven't been somewhere and really full blown in music. So this will be very interesting to me to go to, a different state and see what it's like, So I'm really excited about that and how people, everybody's different. So how are the studio sessions in there? Certain people meeting producers, and I haven't met a personal producer yet that makes music or beats directly for my vibe. So I'm looking for someone that can do that because, it can be difficult and tricky paying for beats online and stuff like that. And so I'm trying to build rapport, build relationships, with people, and take it from there. I'm definitely a rapport builder. You never know who you can meet. You never know how someone could benefit you or how you can benefit someone or, how y'all pass the line. Definitely open-minded, but I'm definitely excited just for the experience because it'll be beginnings. Yep. Yeah,
that's what's up. And ATL is definitely, it's a boiling point, is a boiling pot for the industry. It's the culture.
Yeah.
A lot has been going on out there. A lot of positive stuff. Literally, a lot of people come out there better. Some people come out there, their brand look better. You could tell their brand got tightened up. The image is great. The sound quality, right? So sometimes, like you said, it's not where you are. You got to go where opportunity lies. And that's what I'm hearing.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And I know you said, you mentioned, you referenced back in prior that you do a lot of community work and you provide counseling in substance abuse. Why does that play so much of a personal factor for you?
So growing up, my mom is a recovering alcoholic, and my dad used to be incarcerated. And so throughout my life, when I was a kid, those are some things that I endured. And I've kind of seen my mom go through the phases and the changes of her recovery process and, a few relapse. And when I went into school and into psychology, I wanted to work with children, but the school didn't have an emphasis in children. So when I came out, the first job that was offered to me was with children with, mental health. But the children were a little bit younger. And so I kind of felt like I was literally working with people that may have been like 4 to 6. And so I wanted to go a little bit up and higher. And so I applied into the prison and it kind of fell in my lap. And so the more that I work with these ladies, you know, I can relate to them when they're talking about children and their experiences. And then, you know, my mom has grown a lot in her recovery process. So when I'm talking to them about certain things, it may be certain things that she talks to me about or that I may have seen when I grow up and I'm talking to them about it. Same thing with my dad. In the prison, before I switched to the cognitive therapeutic counselor, I was working for TWWR, which was a transitional work release program for women. And so we would basically help women to navigate back into society by 6 months to release. They are working in jobs in the real world. And so it helps them to start to adjust, and then they're making money. And so, you know, I noticed, you know, when my dad, he got out of prison, and everybody has this, you know, this thinking that prisoners are felons and all of this, you know, they're never going to be anything. You know, they didn't have their rights for a while. They couldn't vote, you know, all of these things. But when my dad got out of prison, he went and got his, you know, finished up with his degree, started his own company, you know, he got married. So it's like, you can be a recovering alcoholic, you can be a former person that was incarcerated, but it didn't determine your life. So when I look at my parents, they're inspiration because those were big impacts on their life. And when they came out on the other side and they did something better with themselves and they continue to progress. And a lot of people in prison, they need that motivation because some of them think when they get out, the world won't care about them, or they won't make it or be able to do anything. So I literally live through my parents, and I give all of that, you know, to the inmates. And my mom, on one of her anniversaries, I can't remember the number, but she created this video of her utilizing her rapping skills to create a recovering song. And of course, I let the inmates listen to it. So, you know, that's how I build my rapport with the ladies. Because, you know, sometimes somebody coming in who's never been through anything, they're like, you know, you're going to tell me something. So I kind of utilize that. And then also me growing up, because I had a firsthand experience that I can talk to them about some things. You know, I lead a parenting group where we talk about their children and how to bridge that gap again and all of those. So I don't think that initially I did psychology to get here. But like I said, I believe that God has a purpose for me, and somehow my paths align with this job. And so then I utilize, you know, my experiences and my knowledge and, you know, things that I went through to be able to, you know, give them back. So I talk to them, and not only do I talk to them about, you know, my mom and my dad, but I also talk to them about the world, COVID and inflation and the rent. So I literally go in there trying to give them everything that they need to know. I talk to them about rent release, you know, it helped with that. I try to talk to them about resources because when you get out here, the world is not the same way that they went in. So I really like my job because you definitely see a turnover for people that really take their recovery process, you know, seriously. And, you know, sometimes recovering addicts, because I'm not working with just alcoholics, and everyone's addiction actually isn't drugs. And, you know, I'm learning stuff in there too. Some people addiction is selling, you know, some distribution. Some people addiction is shopping. And so I'm like, they be up here and I'm like, well, I thought this was a substance abuse hall, but some people have addiction, you know, like to other things. I never thought about it that way. And so I'm learning stuff every day just as much as the next person. So,
That's beautiful. Okay. And you got a new single out right now. So let's talk about that.
Yes, Desire and Secretos, Friday Love.
When did you start working on this single?
I cannot even give you an exact date. I say or month. And I say that because sometimes I could just be doing stuff like working,
okay,
in
I
the
see.
bathroom, in the shower, and I might just start singing, and then the song just start coming to me. So if I don't finish it, I'll just continue to add to it, you know, and add to it.
Okay.
So,
what's the track about?
So I ended up. So it's really about, you know, just being sensational and sexual. So it kind of gives dominance versus submissive. So when you really listen to the lyrics, I'm more so the dominant person in when with a male or with a female, and then when you listen to Friday Love, she is more submissive with a male or a female. So I'm more so telling you what I want or what I want you to do. And then Friday is more submissive, where she wants you, you know, to be dominant and come to her about stuff. So it's called Desires to Kratos, but the principle of it all is dominance versus submissive.
Okay, that was up. Is it a part of a forthcoming album, or is it simply a standalone single by itself?
So I am having an EP will be dropping in the spring of 2023, and that EP is called Vitality. And so yes, we are gonna. I'm not gonna say it will be on there directly yet.
Okay,
I haven't decided. I'm still working out, trying to add more trying to determine which songs is going to go on the EP and which songs is not.
I see. You said we're still in creative process.
We are still in creative process.
That's what's up. He said, so that EP coming out, that's dropping in 2023?
Yes, 2023.
Awesome. Do you do any videos to the single Desire Skrilettos? Is that coming out with a video, a visual as well, or will there be some visual projects that we can anticipate from you as well from the EP?
So from the EP, yes. In the creative process, I'm trying to determine which songs is going to have a video and which songs not. But I'm really excited about the project because Crown Me, you know, I was really going through a heartbreak, and so that was my way of venting and just pouring feelings and stuff. But Vitality, I really wanted to challenge myself. So a lot of people, you know, like as an artist, like I was saying, everyone doesn't know everything I do in the background. So I'm a soprano 1, 2, and I can do alto and a little bit of tenor. So
go, girl, go. Wait, we ain't gonna speed past that. Wait a minute, that's church right there. Talk that talk, girl. Get it. Look, I used to do tenor. I know what you're talking about. Wait a minute.
Yes.
You do. Oh, wow. Okay.
I have been singing in the choir since I was a baby.
I know that's right.
So yeah, I've definitely been doing that, and I've sung in the choir all the way up to graduating college.
Wow.
There hasn't been one year where I haven't, you know, sung in the choir, from church to school, to just like other choirs, you know, in the community.
Okay.
So thinking about all of that, I was like, you know, in my next album, I want my viewers, I want my fans, I want everybody to hear the ranges in my voice. So I put in a lot of work, and I say that because when I first start off singing songs, I always sing at an alto part. So then after that, I have to listen and try to, you know, rearrange to, you know, take it up, you know, higher, and if I want to go lower. So I'm really excited about this project because it really challenged my voice.
Okay.
And then also because a lot of people think that my next EP is going to be about heartbreaking and F niggas, and it's not about that. It's about growth.
Okay.
It's about growth. It's about knowing your worth. It's about, you know, living in your purpose. You know, and of course I always got to add a little, because, you know, I like to dance. For people who don't know, I like to dance. I like, you know, hip hop dance, R&B, twerking. I'm very versatile in all of it. So of course I have my little dance song with it. And like we talked about, Desires to Kratos. You know, last Crown Me was Victoria. So that was more like sexual, the video. You know, you see me and a guy. And Desires to Kratos is about dominance versus submissive. You know, sometimes I can be dominant. Sometimes I'm submissive, you know, so it just depends. So kind of did a touch of everything on there. But so yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about that.
All right, that's what's
and there's one song that we are shooting a video for, and it's One Night with ARI-ELLA featuring Clef Nages, and the song is so, oh my God, it's so amazing. It just has that reggae tropic feel.
Okay.
I just had to throw that in there.
I know that's right. She said we can't forget that. So, and as we close out, are you doing any shows? Can we fans anticipate any shows from you? Any tours from you potentially? Some big appearances maybe in 2023 as well?
Of course.
Okay.
Okay. So in 2023, since, like I said, we are looking to perform in other cities, to start to branch out in other places. So of course, moving to Atlanta, I'm definitely going to be looking into that aspect. Because I even got surprised sometimes this year when a DJ messaged my manager and told them that they played my song in the club in Atlanta. And I'm like, oh. So, definitely doing that. Definitely have some performances coming up. We just trying to get to the new year, figure out some things, especially if I'm moving and how we're going to do that. And so definitely that, but nothing set in stone in this moment yet. But I will say, coming next year, I will be starting a podcast, and you are the first to hear it.
Okay.
You are the first to hear it. It's called Ella's Vibratory.
Ooh,
so that is definitely where I want to connect with my followers, my fans, people from around the world, and just get them to know me. So we'll just be talking about different categories, whether it's life experience, relationships, random things, just trying to connect with them. Because right now, social media seems to be a very big marketing, aspect. And so we definitely want to use that platform. So I'm definitely going to do that. And so I'm really excited. Me and my manager just was talking about some things.
Okay.
So you've heard it here first, people.
I heard it. Here we go. Stardom got the exclusive.
And one more thing, we will be on Video City out in Manhattan, New York.
Wow.
And that's going to be February the 3rd. So we're looking forward to that. And we have also submitted to perform at the XSSW Music Festival in Texas.
Whoa.
So we have our fingers crossed for that.
All right. That's what's up. Well, Sean and Ari, I appreciate you guys once again for tuning in, giving the fans something exclusive. I got a new single. I got an EP on the way. I got Texas on the verge. I got videos. I got New York Times Square. Look, I got Ed. That's wait a minute. Okay. And not to mention, we got a podcast for her fans coming. You see what I'm saying? So we working. You know what I'm saying? Ari is working. Sean, and we appreciate you ladies once again. First of all, for inspiring people, being overachievers, right? Continuing to motivate people. Ari, you're doing amazing in the prison. I mean, a lot of people, you got to be a different kind of individual to be able to deal with that. So we appreciate you for being an advocate of literally excellence. You know what I'm saying? And mom, shout outs to you.
Thank you.
Example. You and your dad could have gave all excuses and you guys pulled together. I'm expecting big things from you guys. I know the fans are. We can't wait till you transition. Y'all make sure y'all tap into her social media. All those show notes is going to be in the episode of this episode as well. And Ari, any last final shout outs you want to get to your fans?
I just want to thank everybody for supporting me in 2021. 2022 is ready to go up. We ready to get more intense in 2023. Let's do this.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Y'all awesome.
Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Y'all's doing the thing.
Yes, thank you so much.
This is beautiful. I appreciate it. Thank you for picking us. This is what we need. And we're going to continue to follow your journey and your path. And like I said, we are always here, one button away from connecting and putting some more good promo and some good information out there to the world.
Thank you.
All right. Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast, iHeartRadio, Audacity. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Once again, it's Stardom. We are on the rise, and so are our guests. We look forward to you guys tuning into next week's episode as well.
Are you on the rise to stardom? Well, get featured in the next issue of Stardom 101 Magazine and promote your business or products today. Text MAG to 804-550-8647 or visit stardom101mag.net.
You're listening to the Stardom 101 Magazine podcast with Christopher Boykin. Be sure to subscribe and download this episode, and continue to listen to Stardom on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.